We are live playing Ironsworn, Eye of the Storm. I'm so excited to be here. Uh, Life almost got in the way and we're going to show up late, but here we are. My hard drive wasn't working and none of the graphics for this stupid thing were loading, but now it's working and we are good. And I am happy to be here with my friend Eli. Eli, thank you for showing up.
Hey, what's up? Happy Tuesday.
Yeah, happy Tuesday. Thanks for coming and picking up the pieces of last session. Because
Breaking my own heart.
what a doozy it was. Let's see if I can recap it. I've actually not managed to update our document on our website. Displayed below, by the way. Go to MDRP campaigns /Ironsworn to read what happened in the past sessions. But wait until I update it for this one and the last one. Anyway, let's see if I can recall kind of what happened here. So Ela employed Half, our two characters that we've created. Ela asked him to bring his Stormbird and go into the storm with her to a location that she believed she would find her parents. It was, she would come to find a corrupted ice cavern. And before they could enter the storm, putting on these iron suits that would protect them from the storm, out from the storm emerged the giant frost dragon, Heka, I think its name was. And or Keha was the name.
Keha, yeah.
And it flew out and it swooped them up and it flew into the storm. And it turned out to be an intelligent dragon. And it also turned out to be also suffering from the fungus. And it was basically asking Ela and Half to find a way to cure him of it, maybe to get rid of it in the entire cavern, and he would help them. And they began this quest, heading down to this giant frozen cavern, and things went bad immediately. I think what happened was that there were these large ice stalactites, right? Those are the ones that come from the ceiling. Began falling, and Half and Ela got separated, and Ela sustained damage. She took harm. Audio. Okay, so Eli's audio is cursed. Let me mute one of them, and I think I've solved the problem. So, we're trying to have our dice rolls too, but it's kind of a pain in the butt sound wise. So we might not have our dice rolls today, but we're gonna hear our lovely voices, and it should be fine. So anyway, let me continue. So Ela got knocked unconscious, and just roll after roll was against her. It went from her being unconscious to a troll finding her to being eaten by the troll and dying, and Half kind of coming upon the site and deciding that his short-term vow was to retrieve Ela, her remains, and to bring her back to the tribe. It was something he thought was important, and so he managed to do that. He got on his Stormbird, and he got the hell out of there. He went through the storm. Fortunately, he still had the suit on. He had the Stormbird, so he was able to reach the eye of the storm, and that's where he came upon the Forecasters. Once again, through a stroke of luck, his friend Wulon was there, where they had they reconnected, and Half is just kind of taken in the fact that he let someone die on his watch. He's a little beat up about it, So we start the next day. I think it's been long enough that we should roll to see what direction the storm is moving. Eli, on roll 20, go ahead and give us a D8 roll to see what we get. Kind of set the pace here. Okay, a 6. So 8, 7, 6. So the storm is actually going to move east. For a long time, it's been moving kind of northwest, and for some reason, it makes a detour. Let me see. Is that correct? Hold on. Let me see. It's a bit of a pain to do this. That's too far. Bam. And if I go back one more. Okay, so that's where we started. I'm going to go here like this. There we go. Okay, that's west. So, or excuse me, east. So we return east, and you are traveling with the forecasters. You know, though, that they are not going to return to the tribe. That is not their job. Uh, you are going to head out. Are you going to go alone? What are you doing before you head out?
Um, I think I'm. Do I have any supplies with me, or am I good on supplies? Yeah, no, I'm good
That's
on
a
supplies.
that's a great question. Does it say on your character sheet that you're good?
Yeah, it says I have 4 supplies,
Yeah,
so
supply
I'll
of
be good
four.
to. So I should be good to get back. I think half would go alone. With the Ironbird, with the Stormbird.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and but though I think they are going to ask Wulon something before they leave and trek off. Um, I think he's just gonna, in Iron Speak, tell Wulon that he's going back to the tribe,
Mm.
but he's gonna ask if he should seek him out afterwards
Seek
and
Wulon
return.
out, or
Yeah, to return back to the forecasters after he's done with his business with the tribe, or
so you're
because he's
saying?
a
Go ahead.
because half runs with the forecasters, right?
He we never really established that. We know that Wulon is someone who kind of took his place as a forecaster, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
there was a little bit of resentment before in the past because of that. But Half has always wanted to be kind of a ranger, hunter, not necessarily on the front lines of the storm though.
Okay. Um, then never mind. Then he's
Okay.
just gonna say that he's returning back to the tribe, and
Okay.
that he would he could actually say that he'll relay a message to the tribe about the moving to east because he'll be back
Yes.
before the probably a bird.
Yes, that's great. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, so he'll say he'll send a message to the tribe about heading eastward,
I
and then head out.
gotcha. I have to keep practicing my iron speak because I love it. So message, right?
Yeah, message. So
This
you
is
go cross
what
check.
I'm going back to.
I'm is when you do a like a this and then you just
Yeah.
to your chest.
So
So for
I'm
I'm
going
send a
back.
message heading east.
Uh-huh. And the
Yeah.
tribe is two fingers.
Uh, 3 fingers.
Oh, three fingers. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. I can't wait till the point where we're just completely silently just
Dude,
messaging
it'll
each
be
other.
the day.
And everyone in
That'd be
chat
so
is like,
good.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you're heading back. I think that because the storm has moved,
Mhm.
this is somewhat new territory. This is more like because like if you look on the map, there's like a small mountain range to like the south east, and
Mhm.
this area is somewhat new because we traveled like through the mountains previously. So we're
Yes.
gonna have to undertake a journey, I think, to get back to the tribe to find them. Maybe they're behind a little bit or something.
Mhm. Okay.
But let's undertake a journey. Let me grab my book. And we are going to roll for this. So, where is it? This should be right in the front. There it is. So, we're going to define how hard of a journey this is. I don't think I want to spend a ton of time worrying
No.
about this, right? So, we are going to clear this, and we're just going to say that this is a troublesome journey, which means that you're going to make 3 progress uh, on every success or whatever.
Okay.
So you're going to roll plus wits, and because of last session, we ended where you had a +1 on your next roll. So yeah, go to summary. Summary right here.
And then plus wits.
And +1 on the modifier.
Weak hit.
A weak hit. Okay, that's still better than nothing. Let me make a quick adjustment here. I want to make sure everyone can see these numbers. All right. So on a weak hit, You reach a waypoint and mark progress, but you are going to suffer one supply. So
Okay.
reduce your supply to 3. And under the trip, we're going to mark 3 boxes of progress, and we're going to find a waypoint. So I think the best thing to do is to roll for that. So go ahead and roll a d100.
Mm-hmm.
31.
One.
You come upon a tree, which makes sense. You're in a forested area, but let's get a little more detailed with this tree, right? Roll
Oh,
another
fuck,
d100,
yeah.
please.
What does this tree want?
Yeah. Hopefully it's not a malicious tree or something.
76.
76. A lush tree. You come upon a
Ooh.
lush tree. Um, I mean, we can be as lavish about this as we want, in the sense that, hell, you could come upon like the world tree, it could be just about anything in that sense, unless you think of something else when you think of lush.
I think of like I think of like you ever seen a mango tree? Like a giant just like banyan-ish looking tree with just like a bunch of like different fruits. I feel like we don't get a lot of fruits being
Hmm.
being Ironlanders.
Hmm.
I think it's hard to come by and they're rare to find. So I think it's like maybe it's a mango tree or a tree of that like
Yeah,
adjacent like an
it's
avocado
a
tree.
lush fruit tree, and it's got something delicious like mango, something very rare in the Ironlands nonetheless, because the Ironlands I
Yes.
would imagine are very cold and frigid and stuff.
Mhm.
But there is this amazing tree now. Um, what's going through Half's mind? I mean, obviously this would be a lovely treat to bring home to the tribe, right?
Yes, I think I can maybe sweeten some bad news with some fruit.
I'm sorry for your loss. Here's some
I'm
fruit.
sorry, Lou. Here's a fruit
She
basket.
would have she would have wanted you to have this fruit basket. Um, I think this is a cool idea. I'd like this. You should probably face danger though, because surely this incredibly it almost seems like it's an enchanted tree or a magical
Hmm.
tree. Maybe it's an illusion of some kind. Nonetheless,
I would,
yeah.
yeah, I would say magic tree, or there's somebody who also enjoys those mangoes and doesn't want me to have those mangoes, and is gonna be real mad about me
I hope there's some monkeys
taking
in the
mangoes.
tree that are gonna start
Yeah,
attacking Half or something.
the tree itself, like Wizard of
Yes,
Oz.
exactly. Just smacks your hand. Okay, so you're gonna face danger. How are you doing this? With edge, with heart, with iron, with shadow, or with wits?
Hmm. I think I want to use maybe shadow, be like, try to just be quick about it. Just jump up on there, just grab as many as I can, and then just like dip.
Okay, so you're going for. I'm just gonna get up there, grab as many as I can in one swoop. I'm not gonna be searching around, and I'm gonna try to
Hmm.
hide in the shadows of the tree to do this as quickly as possible.
Yeah,
Go ahead and
try
roll
to be
plus
as nimble as
shadow,
possible.
and let's see how you do. You've got decent shadow. Okay,
Yes.
strong
Yeah,
hit.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You are successful. You may take +1 momentum. So your momentum's going up to 5, or excuse me, to 6. And what does it look like? Describe to me, monkeys steal the peach from the tree. What does that look like?
I think half is just like riding. I'm imagining we're beyond where we can ride our storm bird,
I don't
right?
see why not. Why couldn't you?
No, just asking if we've earned the respect of the Stormbird enough to ride him.
I think that's part of this face danger role, and yeah, you
Okay.
succeeded. So yeah,
So like yeah, so he like
it's
rides
hungry
up
too.
on yeah, he rides up. Yeah, we both see it. We both know that we got maybe like a couple more hours to get to the tribe, and we just hear our like stomach growl and we just look at each other, we see the tree. So like Half's is gonna kind of stretch a little bit and he's gonna use the Stormbird as leverage to
Nice.
jump up onto the tree. So he's gonna just swiftly jump from the bird up on the tree, pull himself up, start shaking like just a branch to just allow all of the just all the bushels of the fruit just to fall down. And the Stormbird's like grabbing one in the process as all these fruits fall down, and eventually he just jumps down and starts gathering as many of the fruit that he knocked on the floor.
Yeah, and I would assume
And
the Stormbird has like pouches on its side that he's filling
yeah.
up. So yeah, you take a nice haul here of these fruits, and you feel like you've got what you need. I think that undertaking a journey and continuing is the most sensible thing, huh?
Yes. Hell
Um,
yeah.
you've already made camp. Yeah, that makes the most sense. So go ahead and roll plus wits, and this time you are not going to add +1.
Oh no.
Let's see how you do.
Oh no.
On a miss, okay.
We ate the fruit.
on a miss, you are waylaid by a perilous event. Pay the price. Roll a... Before you roll a D100, if something comes to mind as to, like, what's the most sensible thing, we can always just do that. So, like, if you have something in mind. But otherwise, we can roll the D100 to see, like, what price we have to pay.
I feel like bad fruit isn't a perilous thing. It feels like something like environmental.
Well, it could be perilous if it poisons a bunch of people who eat it.
True. I mean, the Stormbird ate a fruit for sure, and I would
Yes.
say that half would probably eat one along the way.
Oh, shit.
So where are we? Are we still like in like a craggy mountainous area?
So if you were standing where we are, which is in the middle of the flower shape here of the hexagons, you're in forest. It's pretty heavy forest. To the south of you and the east of you, you can see a mountain range that the tribe once kind of climbed over. And it looks like to the northeast, there's another kind of small patch of mountains.
But we're at least not like heading towards like the rim of the storm, though.
If anything, you would be coming from. You're coming from the north, so you're heading south anyway. Yeah. So
okay. Yeah. See, the only thing I can think about is like maybe like tripping balls on some fruit and then heading in the wrong direction.
Okay. I think that the miss is going to represent you and the bird not starting to feel good after eating these fruit. I think you need to endure harm.
Okay.
And then we'll think about how we want to have the Stormbird react to this as well. Either way, you're going to either roll... so you're going to take a -1 to your health.
Okay.
As you feel poisoned a little bit by this fruit. Maybe even having visual hallucinations of some kind. But now you're either going to roll health or you're going to roll iron, whichever is higher. I think your health is higher.
My health is higher.
Roll that health, and let's see what you get. Okay.
A weak
hit. On a weak hit, you press on. I think what's going to happen is you're going to have gotten sick. You pull over to the side, you and the bird shit and puke and just like, take 8 hours to trip balls on this super psychedelic fruit. And I think time has been wasted is kind of the biggest problem. And you have not yet completed your journey, and you have not yet made any more progress on your journey, right? So we're still kind of only 3 check marks in.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and continue to undertake a journey, unless you'd like to do something like secure an advantage, something like that.
No, I think we can just press on, though half is going to take all of those fruit out of that bag and just start yeeting it somewhere into the woods. After he wakes up like sweaty and cold and just upset.
Behind half will be a trail of like ball tripping animals. There's going to be wolves and all kinds of things.
That will be the next Dennison.
So yes, you're undertaking a journey. You rolled plus wits, right? Yeah,
yes.
Looks like you did. That was a weak hit. You are going to reach a new waypoint. You are going to mark progress, but suffer 1 supply. So your supply is going to go to 2. Whoops, that is not what I should have done. I'm going to bring you up 3 marks. Okay, so now we're up to 6. But we're gonna find another waypoint. So we can either roll on the location, or we could just roll something more random, like a settlement trouble or a mystic backlash or something like that. Major plot
what-
twist.
I like plot twist or mysticness.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a d100. Let's see what mystic backlash we come upon. A 59. Okay. So, this is interesting. You lose your connection to magic for a day or so and cannot perform rituals. The problem is Half doesn't have any rituals. Unless you can interpret this in some other way, we can maybe ignore it or roll again or something like that.
1 second. What is his? He does do a little magic. No?
You know, his combat talent is more flavored than anything, but his bird, who shines whenever it eats metal, perhaps it stops shining whenever it eats metal. And that's how he notices maybe he's in a magic dead zone or something like that.
Yeah.
You think
like
that's
that.
interesting?
It is, but
It's not particularly interesting for Half. He's a bit more of a
Yeah.
smashy. Just roll another d100 and let's see what the other possible mystic backlash could be. $13. Okay. You destroy an important object.
Fuck.
Which Half's hammer has been destroyed more times and by more players than I can think of. So maybe that's not destroyed. Again, we can ignore this, or we can go back to the previous idea.
Let's just press on. Let's just continue our journey.
Okay, so I'm going to say that, this iron bird, which likes to eat iron, or storm bird, excuse me, normally when you feed it iron, it glows, and it's this really kind of odd effect. And you're just kind of passing through this patch of woods when the storm bird stops glowing, and Half is not sure, so he feeds the storm bird a little more iron, but nothing happens. And he just realizes, kind of looking at the area, and maybe there's a sensation that it's almost feels like a magical dead zone of some kind. I feel like that would be interesting, and it might even be interesting to mark on the map. I'm just going to very quickly put a little note here.
I think Half is super bummed about it because he probably uses the glowing of the stormbird for like at night and stuff like that, just like a nice faint glow as he travels.
Yes.
And now he's like feeding it over and over again, all the rest of his iron, and there's like it's not working, and now he's got to actually light a torch and like carry an actual flame with him for a few hours.
That's a great point. That's exactly it. And I think that he also thinks, gee, this is something that that girl Ela probably would have really been interested in, but she'll never be able to enjoy it.
Never.
Okay, 1 sec. There we go. I'm just trying to reduce the size of it a little bit. It's not working. Forget it. All right, we're pressing on. There's a magical dead zone. We press on. Let's roll plus wits to see what happens next.
Let's go
A
home.
weak
No.
hit. It's okay.
I just want to go home.
You are going to mark progress, which means you're going to go from 6 to 9, which is basically at home. Reduce your supply by 1. And you reach another waypoint. Now, I think that because it's taken a little bit of time, do you want to either roll for the storm's movement, or do you want to roll for what waypoint you reach first?
Let's roll for movement.
Okay.
Of the storm.
All right. Roll a d8 and let's see what direction the storm is now moving. 1, true north. It's going to go straight north. So those mountains to the south disappear. Dude, this is crazy. the area where Ela's parents were, this frozen cavern, reemerges from the storm.
Fuck.
You are heading north, following the storm, trying to track the tribe, and you realize, oh shit, the storm is also moving north now. The tribe, in fact, is going to come across the frozen cavern. Like, if it keeps moving north, that's the next hex they're going to come across. So it is imperative we get to them as soon as possible.
We need to find the tribe.
So, with that said, let's roll a d100 to find out what kind of waypoint we come across. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's something important.
It's everything. It's Sergio.
41. Would you like the location or the description of the location?
Describe the location.
Okay, the location is savage. Ah!
Fuck.
Something savage. Roll another d100 and let's find out how savage.
Gonna be so
58.
savage.
Oh my god!
No, what is it, Sergio? No.
It's a savage village. You come upon a savage village. Oh shit, my foot massager just turned on. Hold on. Okay, it's off now.
A savage village. Oh no.
Yeah. So is this like cannibals? Is this like some crazy lost to the storm group? You know, what is it? Do you need help?
We've established that there are like defectors or like people who reject tribe life,
So,
right?
Where we settled on the iron defectors is that their philosophy is we'd rather wait all of eternity in the storm for it to inevitably end. Like, at some point it's got to end. We're just going to stay in the storm until it ends instead of
I
like
see.
living through generations suffering. So
But savage
those
souls
exist,
are more
but
proactive.
yeah, savage village. This could be like Ironlanders that never, got a chance to go into the eye, and maybe they're like literally just, we could paint them however we want, but they're not friendly.
I like the cannibal idea.
Yeah. Yeah. So Reavers,
I like the cannibal idea a
basically.
lot.
So we're thinking basically
Yeah.
Reavers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so I think we need to figure out whether Half sees them first or whether they see Half first. It's either face danger or what else? We can possibly secure an advantage. I think that there's almost like a simpler roll that could happen to determine this. Let's look at moves real quick. We could ask the Oracle and say, does Half come upon this village first, or do they come upon him first? 50-50.
Yeah. Let's
Okay.
50-50.
All right, so 51 or greater, Half comes upon them and has the advantage of being aware of them. Ooh, okay.
Oh my god.
So describe the scene as Half finds this savage village.
I think Half's been spending a while because we're still kind of in that magic dead zone, or like on the ending of it. So
Yeah.
he's still trying to figure out like what's up with the Iron Bird, with the Storm Bird. Maybe like also kind of just like checking him, like patting him, trying to see if he'll just like armor will turn on. He's never had to deal with it.
Uh-huh.
But I think like as he gets just on the outskirts of that, and then the bird just starts to illuminate again after he gets out of that magic field, he starts to just see like the notions of like village life. But the first thing he sees is like some like entryway or some like marker in the woods and stuff like that that's just made of like a fucking skull.
Yeah.
And like crossbones
Yeah.
and like feathers is like dripping in blood, and like now that the storm has passed over, like it's shedding like the iron bits off of it and stuff like that, so it's just like this really crude old bone looking sign that kind of marker heads the area of this village, and it puts him off.
Yeah, so maybe he knows that the village is here, but he hasn't necessarily seen these villagers. He just, he sees
Yeah.
their skulls and their warning signs. So I think the most sensible thing is Half needs to face danger to get out of this area. But if he succeeds, he will be clear and he could make his way home. So go ahead and... All right, how are you moving? I assume with stealth.
Yes, I'm. As soon as that, I think he'll try to cover the Stormbird to like dim the light even more a little bit,
Yeah.
and then try to proceed cautiously.
Okay, roll plus shadow. And let's see how we do. Okay, a weak hit. On a weak hit, you succeed, but you are going to face a troublesome cost. You may choose one. You are delayed, you lose advantage, or face a new danger. You're going to suffer 1 momentum. You're going to endure harm, endure stress, endure supply, or that's it. Yeah. So of those options, which do you think is the most sensible?
I feel like endure stress would be a good one.
Sure.
As he doesn't necessarily. I don't think Half knows what that symbol means, like the people who are behind it. But he knows danger omens enough to know that that's not a good thing.
Yes. Yes.
So he's trying to tiptoe his way out of here.
This is all new to him, and it's terrifying. Yeah, so you are going to reduce your spirit by 1, and you are going to then roll either spirit or heart, whichever is higher of yours.
They are the same.
Okay.
So I will go with heart.
Okay. Nothing but heart. Here we go.
Oh, heart.
Oh,
No!
no. Boy, and you know your momentum's pretty decent, but it's not decent enough, unfortunately. On a miss, you are going to suffer 1 momentum, so your momentum's going to go to 5. If you are at 0 spirit, something happens, but that's not going to happen. You must okay. Roll on the following table. Roll a d100.
Roll a d100. Nothing good.
See, I don't know. 61. Okay.
61.
You persevere. So
Persevere.
it is daunting, terrifying. You know, the farther into this forest you go, probably the more horrifying the leftovers. People hung, people flayed, you know, just horrible things. But you managed to get out of the area. Now, you have 9 progress on this journey. Would you like to bring this to a close?
Yes, I would love to bring this to
Okay.
a close. I would love to get out of here.
Roll 2d10, and as long as they are under 9, you will succeed. You are reaching your destination.
Oh, 1d. Yeah, I only rolled 1. Sorry, let me roll the other one.
A 3 and a 5, both of those under 9. That's a strong hit. You reach your destination, and you may either make another move and add +1, or take +1 momentum. So you could come straight into town and attempt to do something at a +1, or take the momentum.
No, I'll just take the momentum.
Okay, cool. Momentum goes up. You finally return to the tribe. It's been a day or so, a couple days, but you've managed to get to them. They are heading north as the storm is. What's the first move for Half?
I think Half has to settle his main business, which is returning whatever remains we procured to somebody.
Yeah.
Who though?
So here's the thing. On your main page, there is a vow, return Ela's remains to the tribe. I have added some progress because you've made it back to the tribe, which is a total of 6. You still have to roll to fulfill this vow. The good news is that if you miss, it's just basically like a complication where someone asks something of you. But you could, right now, fulfill this vow and earn a little bit of XP in the process as well.
Yeah, I would love to fulfill the vow.
Okay.
Get this off Half.
Okay, so what that means is you're going to roll 2d10, but they both have to be under 6.
Okay.
And perhaps the outcome will determine what it's like returning the remains. 6,
And a 5.
and a 5. That
Oh
well,
no! Oh, I'm sorry. 2 threes.
oh,
I
two
rolled.
threes. Oh, even better. Wow, that's a strong hit. That's amazing. So your quest is complete. You are going to mark experience. You are going to gain 2 experience. So your experience is going to go from 1 to 3 at the top there. Explain to me on a strong hit, what does returning Ela's remains look like? Who does half return it to?
I think because Alia is technically an orphan, he would go to the leaders of the tribe, and present whatever remains or the effects that Half had collected, to them. I think he would express, what had happened, um, what he had found in the husks, and then hand over that affair for them to give it a proper burial or to start the rites of um, whatever they needed to
Yeah,
do.
yeah. I think without a doubt, who would walk up to you is Servan, Ela's
Mm.
friend. I would imagine Servan is destroyed over the fact that the last time he spoke to Ela was on bad terms, and
Mm-hmm.
now she's dead. The man with the iron face, just having tears running down the mask. I think Adon, her master, would also approach Half and probably even accost him a little bit. Why didn't you protect her? Why didn't you keep her safe? Just a lot
Mm-hmm.
of anger being projected onto Half. I'm going to ask that Half endure stress because
Okay.
of it. As Adon is not an easy guy to put up with. So you are
No.
going to reduce your spirit by 1. So your spirit should go to 1. And you're going to need to roll heart,
Heart.
as that is higher than your spirit currently is. Okay, a weak hit.
We hit.
On a weak hit, you press on. So, you're once again, Half is kind of sensitive when the leaders of the tribe kind of yell at him and stuff, as it's happened on more than one occasion. But nonetheless, he's a little shaken by it, but he's able to press on after Adon. It's the evening. Does Half warn them about we should not head north regardless of what happens?
Yeah, I think Half would mention the formidable danger, like seeing the fungus, what he saw through his perspective. It would be incredibly unwise of him to not mention that to the tribe, at least for them to make a decision.
And the frozen cavern isn't the entire hex. They could always go around it. But the other
Yeah,
problem is the damn dragon. There's a
yeah,
dragon who
that's
is
the biggest
probably
problem.
inevitably going to go after them. In fact, I mean, who's to say that dragon isn't going to leave that hex, looking
Hmm.
for Half? So that's really the trouble. So now the question becomes: does the tribe go around? Does it head east or west? What do you think we do, and do we need to ask the oracle to kind of find the true answer?
I think maybe we'll ask the Oracle, but I think there is a general consensus that going towards that area, especially with the fungus, especially with the dragon, may pose a big threat to the tribe, at least to like the average tribesman, or
Okay,
like or elderly or family. Somebody will get affected by it, so we might have to find a safe route around.
gotcha.
Uh,
So first thing for me, roll a d100. We're gonna ask the oracle. We're gonna say that there is a small chance, meaning very unlikely, that the tribe wants to press on straight north. 91 or greater, and we are yes, it's not happening. The answer is yes if it's 91 or greater. That was not. So they agree. We can't head north. Left or right, basically, is the decision. Do we just do 50-50 on left or right?
let's do 50-50.
Okay.
Let's see where it goes.
51 or greater, what direction? You want to go west or east?
Uh, 51 or greater, let's go east.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a d100. 51 or greater, we're going east.
We'll go east.
Okay. So this little kind of brown area that has a single mountaintop. how do you envision what that area is? That's the area that the tribe is deciding to move into. What does that say to you? Is there
And
just a
it's a
lone
single,
mountain? Yeah.
yeah, it's a single peak.
Well, the hex represents it that way. I mean, it could be a small mountain range as opposed to like a larger mountain range, and it's also just in that one hex. So maybe it is just one big peak.
When I think of one peak, I think of like a volcano or something like of that, like a dormant volcano or
Okay.
something that's just a pillar.
I love the idea of a big single peak that is possibly a dormant volcano,
Hmm.
but nonetheless, they decide otherwise it's pretty flat, it's pretty arid, and maybe we can get through there and the dragon won't go in that direction. It was an ice dragon of sorts, so maybe it doesn't
Hmm.
like this area. So they head east. Okay, so we decided that, and okay, now what do we do? Um,
Well,
Go ahead.
I think that because it's off the usual like path or it requires deviation from the typical path that the tribe usually sets out,
Yeah,
I would say that we would need to find, maybe like send someone to like first through that area to
yeah.
make sure it's safe. Um, so that might be something a forecaster could do,
Okay,
um, to secure the tribe's progression forward is the right way to go, since
gotcha.
there is some time.
So we're at the point now where Half could do that. He could swear an iron vow to do that, or we could roll up a new character that would be taking charge in this endeavor.
I think we should roll a new character. I think we
Okay,
should pull I think we should get a forecaster in the mix and send a posse of forecasters out to secure safe passage for the
nice.
tribe.
I like the way that the narrative has taken us here. So we're gonna do that.
Yes.
In the meantime, we will take a short break, quick 5 minute break, and we will be back to create this new character with Eli. All right.
Yes.
All right, we are back. Half is back. Half made it back through kind of an interesting journey. I like that first half of our game. I made sure on the map to mark the Savage Village and the Dead Zone, the Magic Dead Zone.
Oh man, that Savage Village could have gone
yeah,
places. I'm so glad we didn't go there.
Had we rolled poorly on like coming home or fulfilling your vow, maybe we could have said like the tribe had gone through the Savage Village. But I guess
just
they
like
went
picture
around.
one of those horror films where like you're just walking through the woods and they're like hidden in the trees and they just all appear out of nowhere.
It just becomes Ironsworn Blair Witch Project.
Yeah.
Okay.
Terrible.
So
but...
we decided at the end of our break, or at the beginning of our break, excuse me, that we were going to roll up a new character. I created the character sheets. We don't have a name yet, but we can decide that. The way I like to do it is I like to choose the assets first, and then kind of choose the attributes next. So there are 3 assets that you begin with, and you can decide if you want to start with a companion, a path, a combat talent, or a ritual. For this
I don't see
person.
the new character sheet, Serge.
Let me make sure that I am sharing it with everybody. In players' journals, everyone, all players. There we go. It should show up now.
Hell yeah. Beautiful.
So under assets, there are these 4 options for the character, and you can have up to 3. You said you wanted to create a forecaster.
Yes.
So, having a path would make sense. Having a combat talent would make sense.
Okay, I'm sorry. That character sheet just says bio and info and it's blank.
Huh. There's no character sheet tab at the top?
No, there's no character sheet tab at the top.
Let's see. Let's share.
Wow.
Let's see. Edit. All players can see it. Can edit it and controlled by all players. Oh, roll 20, you scallywag. All right. You should see the character sheet now. See it?
Huzzah! Yes.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Okay. So with the idea in mind that we're creating this character, what's an asset you'd like to choose first for this possible forecaster?
I think definitely let's pick a weapon.
Okay, we're gonna go combat talent. There are, real quick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's 14 of them, so roll a d20, and we just won't count anything higher than 14. Just re-roll on anything above 14. Roll it again. We're ignoring that one. A 3. So we're going to go 3 in. 1, 2, 3. Brawler. If you are unarmed or fighting with a non-deadly weapon, like a club or something, I'd assume. Now, you don't necessarily have to start with just this one select. You can choose any of these to start with. So the first option here says when you secure an advantage using iron by engaging in close quarters brawling, you may add +1. If you score a hit, you may inflict extra harm. The next option, when you use an unarmed attack or simple weapon to strike with deadly intent, add +2 and inflict 2 harm on a hit. On a weak hit, you suffer 1 momentum in addition to any other outcome of the move. So it's kind of like you pay a little bit of a price for dealing extra damage. And then finally, when you face danger or clash against a brawling attack, add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit.
I like that last one.
Yeah, I like that last one too. So anytime
I think for a forecaster facing danger would be a common thing.
Yeah, totally. So when you face danger or clash against a brawling attack, so remember that something has to be attacking you.
Oh,
I'll count like a wolf. That's like a physical attack, right? Add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. Okay, cool. So we have our combat talent. This is some kind of brawler forecaster. We're going to add another combat talent. What is another one that you'd like to choose?
Oh, I can pick 2 out of that list?
You can pick a total of 3. No. So we're going to now choose a new asset besides brawler. You can choose another combat talent if you want. but you only get 3
Uh,
assets.
no. I would like to pick a path.
That makes sense. I'm going to assume there's a lot of let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll say that there's close to 20. Roll a d20
Mm-hmm.
and let's see what you get. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Empowered is what's here. It says here title lineage. You can give yourself some kind of lineage. When you sojourn and score a weak hit or miss, you may claim the right of hospitality warranted by your title or lineage. If you do, roll all dice again and add +1. On a miss, you are refused, and your presumption causes significant new trouble. So this is kind of like the there's like a royalty or something in D&D, like a background, you know?
Yeah, like a noble background.
Yeah. So this is kind of like a noble background. It's interesting.
Or prestige, like lineage, like some I would assume like in terms of like a tribesman, like especially with a brawler background, it would be like some renowned warrior's like kid or something like that.
Okay.
Or someone synonymous with somebody who actually has title or worth, maybe.
Well, we've always said that there's got to be art in this tribe. I mean, surely there's sports too. I mean, wouldn't boxing be a sport? And could this person simply be a famous boxer? An unbeatable sportsman of some kind?
Yeah. Totally.
Do you like that, or do you like the idea of this person?
No, I like that because that gives weight to the brawling and stuff like that. Because I imagine on some level a test of prowess is a thing. And he might be even somebody who's more of like serving the tribe in terms of like hunting and gathering and stuff like that, kills shit with like bare hands. Overall like legend. Like
So his title, what would be his title? Iron Fists?
Yes, I like that.
We'll call him Iron Fist for now.
We'll call him Iron Fist for now.
So when you sojourn, taking a break and resting with your community, basically it's very hard to miss. You may claim the right of hospitality, and I think you roll again and add +1. And if you miss again, then something really bad happens. But basically, it kind of helps ensure that you will always be able to sojourn wherever you are. Because of your famous name. I like this. I like this kind of popular Rocky Balboa character. Maybe there's more to him than just being a person, or excuse me, a boxer. We have one more asset to have. It can be a companion, it can be a ritual, it can be another path or another combat talent. I like the paths because the path, more than anything else, kind of defines the character.
Yeah, let's do one more path.
Okay.
Because that first path was really sweet.
Yeah, it was interesting, right? Again, roll a d20 and let's see what happens.
D20.
A 3? Oh, whoa. 1, 2, 3. Bannersworn. Once you mark a bond with a leader or faction, when you swear an iron vow to serve your leader or faction on a mission, you may re-roll any dice. When you fulfill your vow and mark experience, take +1 to that experience. Wow. So you are loyal to whatever organization. You are willing to simp for this organization. But when you swear an iron vow and you succeed on that, you gain more experience than if you had not used this or not had that path. Is that interesting to you?
That's fucking mad interesting because I have an idea.
Oh, I like it. It says name here. What do you think your allegiance is towards?
I think this dude's allegiance is gotta be towards Ada and the Ironmongers.
Ironmongers.
I think he might even be one of the best and brightest the Ironmongers have to offer.
Oh, so are you saying maybe he's like a blacksmith?
Yeah, maybe like a blacksmith, or that would be interesting on top of that.
Yeah, because I feel like he's got the fighting thing covered, but I think it would be interesting if he was, good at like making smithing weapons and
Like
stuff.
he's like all around just useful for the tribe. Uh
Hmm.
so yeah, I like that idea that he's also like a blacksmith and he's forging iron. Um but I think but yeah, I think he's also allegiance towards Ada and her cause and her goals.
Okay, cool. I like that we are kind of taking on the Ironmonger perspective with this character. So we could start with that first option, or you can choose one of the other two. It all seems to be related to being with the tribe and doing things with your tribesmen.
Mhm.
When you sojourn or make camp in the company of your bannerkin, you may add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit.
No, I don't think that will work. Let's do the last one
Okay.
because being a forecaster, they can carry that banner with them into battle just by carrying it on their persons.
When you enter the fray bearing your banner, add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. That's cool. Awesome. I think that's a great idea. Okay, so we've chosen the assets of our character. They are a empowered brawler that is banner sworn to the Ironmongers. Let's choose the assets. You can have one, excuse me, let's choose the attributes. One can be a 3, two can be 2, and two of them can be 1.
I think iron for sure should be our strongest one.
Got it.
Um,
Whoops. Never mind. So here we go. So iron is becoming 3.
I think his heart should be 2,
Yeah, that makes sense.
as well as his edge.
Okay. Shadow and wits being the lowest.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. This is a physical person, someone who, has made his life from the sweat of his brow and, has taken every punch as well as given every punch.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What is next is we need to create some bonds with this character. At least 3. They can be, something simple, or we can fill it in at a later time. But do you think this person has any family or anyone that's close to him or them?
Yeah, I think this dude should have some family. I think since like lineage is important, um, and stuff like that, I think he should at least have a child or a son. Especially since with like tribe rules, I think the tribe would allow him to expand a
Ah,
family.
totally. He would be one of the few, in fact, who have the honor of having children. So he's got a son. You want to roll for that son's name?
Yes,
Okay, roll a
please.
d100. 82. Quinn. Quinn.
Quinn.
Quinn.
So cute.
So your son Quinn, and he's located in the tribe. He's located in your private tent, or whatever you kind of rest.
hmm
Would you like to describe this kid, or want to roll for it, or would you have an idea in your head?
Um, I want to roll for it because I like the idea of the dice adding some flavor to it.
Roll a d100. We're gonna look at the character descriptors. Hot tempered.
93. Okay,
Quinn is
that
hot
makes
tempered.
that makes kind of sense.
Why is
Dealing with a
he?
dad,
Yeah,
dealing
yeah.
dealing with a dad who's a fighter, who's always putting himself forward like that. I think he would be quick, or he like takes on that like attribute, kind of like in Thor, the first Thor, where he's just like a hot-headed, like I gotta fight and kill anybody. That's what makes me great. That's
He's
like the
trying to live up to
attitude.
his dad, basically.
Living up to his dad's standards, but doing it in a not as an ideal way, not in a way that
Right.
maybe our guy did.
So I get the impression also that maybe Quinn's a little bit older, or do you like the idea of this like little kid, like a little 9-year-old trying to punch people and stuff?
That's also fun as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's got to be maybe like no older than like 13. So
Okay.
he's not even like quite like even like physically developed. He's, but he's got like the tenacity, and he's like also carrying his dad's name, so like like other snotty kids in the tribe are like constantly challenging him,
Yeah,
so he
yeah.
feels like he's
Kids
got to
challenge
fight.
him. Yeah, kids pick on him. He's got to live up to his dad's name whether he wants to or not. So he's a little
Mhm.
hot tempered about it. Okay, I like this character. Cool. So we've got his son Quinn. Um, would he have a wife? Is the wife still around?
Yes, wife.
Wife.
Someone needs a wife.
So we're gonna wife up our character here. Roll a d100 and let's find out their name. Or would you like to find out their disposition first?
Ooh, let's do disposition.
Okay. Roll a d100 and let's see what we get.
64.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you two options here. The character descriptor says dying. The character disposition says desperate. They are either desperate or they are dying. In some ways, those are kind of the same, and
Mm-hmm.
if they're desperate, they're not necessarily desperate for his attention. Maybe they're desperate to get out of the relationship. Maybe they're desperate to, because now I'm thinking of now that I've got like this boxer in my mind, I'm thinking of Raging Bull, and that character's life was pretty chaotic and awful.
I also go that other route where he's like just a giant like himbo like guy that just swings, and like he's got like that sweet nice lady in his life that like
Yes.
sweetens his soul, and then like she's dying.
I think
like,
we're creating Forrest Gump basically.
Yes.
This guy, his Jenny is dying, and
Yes.
he hopes maybe one day he could solve her death. I mean, this is an easy.
Or we
vow.
could go what's his name, Freeze from fucking DC, where he's like, I gotta save my wife.
Oh, so maybe his idea is I need to take her into the storm so that she can be preserved or something.
Or there's something out there because he's technically a forecaster. So there might be something out there that he might be able to find that might cure her or, alleviate.
This is an interesting contradiction because he's got a kid and a wife, but he's a forecaster. It seems like a lot for a forecaster, no?
Yeah, true.
I mean, I don't know. I'm wondering if maybe the story is that a group of people need to go scout ahead, and they bring along our character because he's just so reliable, and amongst that group can be forecasters. You know what I mean? But this doesn't seem like a forecaster anymore, right?
No, you're absolutely right.
Okay, so he has a dying wife. Is her name Jenny? What's the name of the character?
No, we should roll. We should roll for a name.
All right,
That's
fine.
too much.
Roll a d100 and let's find out what this character's name is. And if it's 00, I get to name her Jenny. 62. Okay. 62. Where'd all the names go? Here we go.
Every name is Jenny.
Alba.
On the list.
Alba. A-L-B-A.
That's cute.
So Alba, his dying wife, who is located in the tribe. So it definitely seems like this is a possible vow. What is she dying of? Is she dying of old age? Is she dying of some kind of strange disease?
Yeah, I think it's something that like, because I feel like he's not super old. I think he's still kind of like in his prime, but like on the on like the tail end of his prime.
I kind of like the idea of like, Samson being very powerful. I'm just using the example of the mythical Samson. And then there being this opposite, like this frail, fragile wife, that he loves.
Yeah.
And he's taking care of her like a dying sparrow or something.
I feel like part of me like feels that like she's been kind of this way all of her life. She's been kind of frail, kind of sickly and stuff like that, but she's very sweet. But that now whatever it is starting to just really start to complicate things.
So from experience, the last couple of days I've been moving, and the dust has made my breathing really difficult, and moving and cleaning and doing anything
Mhm.
while you're like is
Yeah.
so uncomfortable. And
Mhm.
so what if poor Alba has lived her whole life with like, a weak lung or something that has always kind of kept her behind. But here's what I wanted to find with you. Why hasn't the tribe just left her by? She's got to be capable enough or something. You know what I mean?
I mean, I feel like maybe the tribe would have been like, I think, nice enough to allow her to live to a certain point in her life before considering maybe she's too weak to be constantly caring for. But I feel like it's also our character's like status. Like he fell in love with her. He's kind of the reason why she's able to continue because like he in some way makes up
Mm,
for her inability to
yes,
contribute to the
yes.
tribe. And
Maybe
because of that reason, the tribe allows it.
And maybe what it is that she travels. You know how we have these kind of caravans and stuff. Maybe she travels in the mobile forge, not inside it. I'm saying like on top of it, like where the where the
Hmm.
where the cattle and the horses draw it. Maybe she sits there, and so she doesn't have to walk and tire herself the way other
Yeah.
Ironlanders have to. What if to add to this like monster and beauty kind of thing, what if she was a beautiful singer, but like can't sing very loud, but like the tribe gathers around to listen to her, but it's just a whisper, right?
Yeah.
She has just
I
enough kind
love
of strength to
it.
sing, but she has a beautiful voice, and that's also one of the reasons why our character fell in love with her. um,
Hell yes. I love it.
and rides along with the mobile furnace that this character works for. Okay, great. Two amazing characters. Boy, she did survive childbirth because Quinn's around. That's impressive. Um,
The fighter.
she's a fighter. Um, we have a final character that we need to have a bond with. Perhaps it's with a forecaster that we are with.
Yeah, totally.
Someone that has asked you to come along.
Yeah, no, that would be great.
Okay, so they are a forecaster who is friends with our main character. Let's roll a d100 real quick and find out their name. 12. Ellie. Ellie. Elli.
Ellie.
Do you have any thoughts about Ellie? You want to roll for Ellie? Her disposition or maybe their character?
Yeah, let's roll. I just hope
How,
it's not like mean.
how about this? Let's do a character goal. Maybe they have a unique goal that can
Ooh,
help
I
us
like
shape
that.
them. So roll a d100. 34. To seize power is their goal.
Hmm.
Doesn't necessarily have to mean the entire tribe. It could mean they want to seize power amongst their forecaster friends. Maybe they're tired of the current leader of the forecasters or something along those
Mhm.
lines.
Yeah. Maybe yeah, maybe they're like maybe a second in command or somebody who was overlooked for advancement in like that four-man group that
Yes.
they all have when they
Right.
travel.
Right.
So they were hoping to be like the point man or something like that. Wasn't able to, so now they're seeking to run point uh of their group.
And obviously, bringing our main character on is part of that kind of getting in good. Like, hey, my friend who is super
Hmm.
dependable and very powerful is going to help us. So uh,
Yeah.
bringing in
Maybe
the
even the reason why he brings him along for this mission anyways, not necessarily for his skill, but like just his status alone and be like
just to be
showing off.
seen next to him, right? Right,
Exactly.
right. I like
Yeah.
that. So Eli or Ellie is a little bit of a I don't know. It kind of feels to me like Ellie's a little bit of a shit talker, bullshitter
Yeah.
kind of person, right? Um, a little bit of a car
That lazy,
salesman.
yeah, a little lazy but like efficient though.
Yes,
Kind of just wants to
right.
be snarky in the back of the class making side jokes.
The snarky car salesman. I'll say snarky car salesman. Okay, I think that's an interesting three characters. let's for our final kind of putting this together, we have to create 2 vows, a short-term vow and a long-term vow. Uh, Maybe the obvious short-term vow is to help the tribe
Mm-hmm.
navigate its way around this location.
Yes. Helping the tribe forge its new path, I think, would be um the short term. And I think the long term goal would obviously be try to find uh a way to cure it would be able to cure the wife.
Cure Alba's illness or disability. Find a way to, I'm gonna say also like alleviate, because maybe like there's something that can help soothe it. She
Yeah.
is technically dying though, so I guess it's getting worse, right? We've learned
Hmm.
it's getting worse, so it's about um, bringing it back somehow, or yeah, possibly
Yeah.
curing her.
I feel like the catalyst of it is like maybe she's like having a hard time singing anymore. Like the
Mm,
one few things that she could do is now be like one of the small joys she has is now
yes,
gone.
yes. God, so
And now
fucking tragic. Jesus Christ.
it's tragic, but
We know how
like
to make them tragic here at MDRP.
but I hope
So
he's like just like a burly like happy dude at the same time. Like
yes, yeah. Um,
we,
do you
did we
remember?
name him?
We haven't named him yet. No, we can do that. Real quick, helping the tribe forge this new path. How dangerous do we imagine this? The difficulty of it, and remember, the higher it goes, the longer it will take to kind of fulfill this path. With that said, I mean, if we go to the east and the storm moves in a different direction or something, it could suddenly become an extreme or epic,
Yeah.
undertaking.
I would say for right now it's possibly formidable
Okay.
just simply because we don't know where we're going and the potentiality of the
Yes.
storm shifting before they even have a chance to complete this search
Got it.
of the past.
So that's a formidable vow, and then the curing of Alba's illness is going to have to be probably like an extreme vow.
Yeah, it
Okay.
has to be extreme.
Okay. I think we've created our character. We've gotten everything we need. The bonds, I'm going to just make sure you have 3 bond marks because that's also part of it. But that's it. We now. Oh, I'm sorry. We need to roll for these vows. Anytime you swear a vow, you have to roll for it. So
Okay.
let's just do. Let's see. You're going to roll plus heart. We'll start first with the help tribe forge new path. This is a formidable vow. So you'll roll plus heart. That's a strong hit. On a strong hit, you are emboldened and it is clear what you must do. You may take +2 momentum. So your momentum can go to 4.
Sweet.
And it is obvious what you must do. What is obvious that needs to happen?
Well, I think it's just like like obviously a cut and dry situation. The tribe needs to know where they're going, and without knowing where we're going, the tribe could be potentially in a lot of trouble and a lot of danger. So this is just a necessary mission for the betterment of and the safety of everyone involved.
Gotcha. Let's swear another iron vow for this more extreme case. Again, you're going to roll plus heart.
Oh no, it's a miss.
Oh shit.
Fuck. What
Damn
does that
it.
mean?
I was going to
What
give
does
you
it mean,
+1
Serge?
too because you're probably swearing this vow to your wife, which you would have a +1 on. But a 4 is not going to help you in this situation. On a miss, you face a significant obstacle before you can begin your quest. Envision what stands in your way and choose one. You can ask the Oracle if you want, but I think we've already kind of discussed that your wife is getting weaker and weaker, and there is no obvious cure. She is obviously going to die. And, like, nobody wants. Your character refuses to believe it, but, everyone's telling him, like, we don't know what to do. She's just slowly withering away. What's going to happen is that you are either. Well, hold on. Let's see. You press on. suffer -2 momentum, or forsake your vow. Well, we don't want you to forsake our vow. You're going to take
No.
-2 to your momentum, so you're going to go back to
Damn.
+2. So, yeah, the one vow is clear, cut and dry. The other is nebulous and haunting our character.
Mhm.
We need to come up with our character's name. Do we want to roll for that, or
Yes.
do you have something in mind?
No, let's roll that
Okay.
name.
We're going to roll for our lovable brawler. Roll a d100, and let's find out who they are. An 89. Ishana. It's plural. It's not plural. It's feminine. Ishana. It could be Ishan or Ishano or something like that.
Oh, it could be a woman technically.
Yeah, sure it could.
Oh no, they couldn't have a kid.
They could have adopted Quinn. Maybe
Could have
that's something
adopted Quinn.
we
can
take
add to the
on.
kit. No, I think Ishan is fine. Actually,
Okay,
no, I like that.
So Ishana, the female ironmonger, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, Ishana.
I think we'll say that in terms of the bond, Quinn is adopted. There was a moment where some folks had a child, and there was you were able to Ishana had to say no, I'll take on the child, even though it's
Now this dude sounds like Batman.
oh my god, all roads lead to Batman, or some
All
most
roads
characters.
lead to
So.
Batman.
Quinn is adopted. Ishana is a beautiful woman, buff and strong warrior woman. We've got a Yasha and not Bo, but like a limp noodle lover. But nonetheless, we have our character. They are created. Could you give a little bit of a physical description? What's their hair color, eye color, that kind of stuff?
I think Ashana is definitely like super beefy, got like strong, like think Amazons. She's got her hair like she's got like dark brown hair that's like just nicely braided. She's covered kind of a bit in like soot and stuff since she's also a part of the forging. But yeah, super swole. Probably carries like what weapon did we give her?
Her fists.
Oh, is this her
bare fists?
I think because her nickname is Iron Fist, that she's got like these like just like hard ass gauntlets on her hands that she just carries, that she just has, and that's why she's also called Iron Fist.
I just randomly found a really hot cosplay of some kind of iron blacksmith woman that I think is
exactly
a good,
that is the aesthetic. That's the energy.
Yes. So just total badass.
Always hard looking.
Yes,
total
very
badass.
hard looking. And they have decided to help their friend. What was their name?
Ellie.
Ellie. So to help their friend Ellie do this. So this is a journey that is going to be undertaken. We assume you would leave early, Ishana and this group. How many people do you think would be in this group?
I think definitely the four forecasters mainly is the party, and I think maybe just one or two other members of the tribe, just so I think it would be Ashana and then like one other person.
All right, so six people total.
Yeah.
The one other person, could be just like another ironmonger, or it could be maybe a representative from the historians or the cartographers.
Cartographers handle the map in terms of like where everybody goes.
They're in charge of kind of like making notes and stuff. So yeah, it would make sense to have.
I think a cartographer would be coming to map the landscape.
Gotcha. Cartographer comes along. You guys head east ahead of the tribe into this kind of more arid place with a single peak that we suspect is a dormant volcano. Let's end our session by rolling a, let's see, do we want to undertake a journey, making it a formidable journey, or do we want to face danger and kind of have it determine the first leg of this trip? Possibly, you could also possibly gather information or secure an advantage. All of these kind of first moves.
Um,
Or you could just undertake a journey.
let's just undertake a journey. Because we'll probably face danger once we get more closer to the actual peak.
Well, you are going to roll plus wits. This is not Ishana's greatest stat, but that's okay. Let's see what happens. I think because you are leaving from a community that you share a bond with, you can add 1, so it would be a 6.
Oh.
We'll just say that
Okay.
you rolled a 5, we'll add 1, which makes it a 6, which still makes it a weak hit. On a weak hit, you reach a waypoint and mark your progress, but you will suffer -1 supply. So your supply goes down, but let's mark progress. On Formidable, it's only 1 box.
Okay.
Let's roll a d100 to find out what you come upon. We'll do the location descriptor. 26.
26.
Fertile. Roll me another d100 to find out what fertile thing we come upon. 15. A fertile camp. A fertile camp. CAMP. What does that mean?
Camp.
A fertile camp. Is it a camp full of women giving birth, or
No. Or thriving camp. A thriving encampment.
camp, right? A fertile camp. A farm. We could come upon some kind of strange farm. A fertile camp is it could be somewhere where there is something that is fertile, whether it be food or something like that, and an encampment has been made near it or around it.
Mountains would have rivers. Like water resources would be a good place to secure. Because then you can do
like a
you can
fertile
do like
delta.
irrigation.
You're saying like somewhere. Where
Yeah,
there's
like
water.
something like that.
Okay. So they come upon a where this place is mostly arid. You're saying they come upon a river where there is grass and things growing, and they're able to kind of get a little bit of respite there. I think that eventually we're going to have to make camp, but maybe it's still too early in the day. I think maybe you just kind of, fill up your water packs and continue on from this point. Right?
Yeah, just running the river because it's the safest point.
Gotcha. So you begin following the river thinking that it's going to take you kind of the fastest way. And I think that's kind of a good place to bring the session to a close. We have Ishana on their way. The next person is going to have some fun with them. Speaking of, we've done this cycle twice now with all of the players of Mayday. I think it would be fun if next week I brought on a special guest outside of our group. What do you think about that?
Ooh, I love that.
All right.
What are you thinking?
Our friend Vince from Black Project Gaming has said that he is interested, so I'm going to invite him. Next week, we are going to have Vince on, I think, his Twitch debut, playing Ishana, playing Ironsworn, and let's see what chaotic direction he takes it into.
Oh my god.
It'll be fun to be living the repercussions of Vince's session, for sessions to come. But this was a great one. Thank you, Eli, so much for being here, creating Ishana. I had a great time.
Yeah, thanks, man. Of course. I fucking love Ironsworn. This is such a great fucking campaign. It's one of my favorite things I'm doing right now.
There's been some hella twists and turns.
Yeah, there's been like high moments, low moments. It's so good.
And you have been with us faithfully in the chat every session. I appreciate that.
Yes.
So, guys, we are currently on break from releasing episodes for our show Ashoka, but it is coming back. How is the editing going, Eli?
It's going. We're working tirelessly to get our back half going. So I can't wait to show off the next leg of Ashoka and what you guys are up to.
Yeah, we're excited. But that's going to be coming May 14th, so in a couple weeks. In the meantime, stay tuned for our regularly scheduled shows. Tomorrow, Allegra is going to have a special guest on as well. They are having on Carly of Spot Hidden. So that'll be a fun
Carly.
cross-promotion thing where we bring Carly on and they talk about some cool person from history. So expect that
Hell yeah.
tomorrow. And yeah, maybe we'll do another Jackbox or something like that. But check us out. Check out our podcasts. And thanks as always for listening and tuning in, guys.
Awesome. Yeah, have a good one, guys.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.